Hey there guys, this is Pharaoh2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the last episode, we really had some revelations out there. Darklaw and Kira explained the whole thing with the shades and how Darklaw is, or was the mistress, or like the Great Witch of them. And, well, Layton called to the final witness to this trial, being the Storyteller. So let's go ahead and continue. This is Chapter 9 complete, so we're going on to Chapter 10. I can't believe it. Turns out we had a surprise witness on our hands. The victim himself, the Storyteller. Then again, nothing surprises me anymore. The secret behind Labyrinthia, the legendary fire, witches, magic, and finally, Espella. The veil is about to be lifted off these mysteries once and for all. Okay everyone, it's high time we end this. Let's give Labyrinthia the fresh start it deserves and solve these mysteries. Yeah, we also learned that the magic doesn't really exist. It's all illusions, blah blah blah. And okay, let's see what we have for Chapter 10. Oh, epilogue. Oh, this is the final one then. The first story. Okay. Oh wow. So that means that we may have only a few more episodes until this is finished. It's exciting. I don't quite know what to say. I am truly shocked to see the Storyteller again, alive and well. This was unexpected by me too, as I did not plan to appear before you all again. I was convinced that you would all see the last of me at the parade. But this is the trial for your murder, and you were alive. Yeah, see? No one was killed, so let's call this whole thing off and never have witch trials again. Whoa, Maya, take it easy. We're still in court, remember? But what's the point of this? The Storyteller wasn't killed. Espella would never do anything to harm her dad.
Objection!
If only it was as simple as that to end this trial. However, it is not, Miss Faye. But, Professor! Search your memory and you will know the reason why. The crime Miss Cantabella is accused of is not just murder. The purpose of the Witches' Court is to sentence the witches for what they are. Isn't that right, Mr. Storyteller? I fully intend to expose their true identity of Espella, and this would not be possible without you, Mr. Storyteller, on the witness stand. I see. And so you assumed the role of an Inquisitor just to lure me here. Be that as it may, the Inquisition still maintains that. Espella Cantabella is the Great Witch Espella. Dad. It's been a long time, Espella. 4 years, in fact. You must have experienced many hardships living among the townsfolk. This daughter of mine never fits in with the others, no matter how hard she tries. No, it wasn't quite like that. There were people who supported me. Aunt Patty was very kind, and the customers who came to our bakery were nice to me. I'm happy to hear that. I wanted to watch over you ever since you left for the town. But in the end, I failed to do so. I had no idea what was happening to you. I am very sorry, Espella. Oh, Dad, you don't need to apologize to me for anything. It's me that owes you an apology. I was trying to hurt you. It was all my fault, not yours. There's no reason for you to blame yourself. Dad, I'm happy we got to talk. Espella. We were so busy with writing everyone's stories that we stopped talking to each other. Before, it was different. You used to have time for me. Please forgive me. Why did it have to come to this? Mr. Storyteller, it's time to put everything in order now. The townsfolk and your daughter deserve to know the truth. The truth about yourself and the story. Yes, I suppose it's true. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped that. Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Storyteller. Let us begin. In this trial, I shall be judged. Understood. The witness shall testify. People of Labyrinthia who have gathered in this court, I will now tell you the true story. Many of you will certainly find it hard to believe and difficult to accept. Nevertheless, I ask you to please lend me an ear and listen with open minds. Espella, my dear daughter, I ask you to do the same too. Okay, here we go. Let's hear his testimony regarding the truth about Labyrinthia. Although you know me as a storyteller, I have one more identity. I am the president of Labyrinthia Incorporated. I probably said that wrong. This whole town is one of the company's research facilities. It may be hard for you to comprehend. This land is rich in a very special substance, which affects everyone who lives here. This substance enables the manipulation of people's minds, and that is what Labyrinthia is researching. This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects. Okay, now hold on a minute, because I got questions for you. If that's what you're going with, then... Ugh. The story, I don't feel... I don't understand. What does it all mean? I don't quite understand what I've just heard. I do not blame you. I suppose all the townsfolk are just as confused. Labyrinthia is an artificial town created entirely by me. But of course, as artificial as it may be, it is the reality for those that live here. For the past 10 years, I have been bringing the illusion to life by writing this story. I am lost for words. It feels as if the whole world has been turned on its head. Your Honor, it is certainly not an easy matter to grasp this new situation at once. Regardless, I suggest we hear more about what the witness has to say. Yes, I agree. Let's continue. Defense may begin the interrogation. Thank you, Your Honor. Okay, so I don't think I have anything to present on, but I have a crap ton to press on because that was just all new information. Saying he's the president of Labyrinthia Incorporated. What?
Hold it!
Hold on a minute. This is too much. I don't even know where to start. Labyrinthia Inc. There, that's a name I've heard of before. It's a global pharmaceutical company with headquarters in England. If my memory serves me right, it was founded by Arthur Cantabella. Indeed, that is my true name. Were you familiar with that, Mr. Wright? Sure. Yeah, I've heard of Labyrinthia Inc., of course. Labyrinthia Incorporated is known for developing a completely harmless anesthetic about 20 years ago. That's one quick question. If Layton knows about Arthur Cantabella, nothing sprung to mind about Espella Cantabella? I mean, true, many people have the same last name, but with a name like that, okay. It is now widely used in hospitals all around the world. The company is also working on various other plant-derived sedatives, revolutionizing medicine. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised with your vast knowledge, Mr. Layton.
Objection!
Well, that's irrelevant. That fact is just based on the real world we're from, not Labyrinthia. The real world, Mr. Wright. Then what would you call the world we are in now? Do you think this is a fantasy? No, that's not quite what I meant. Mr. Wright, I do not mean to be so rude as to presume I know what thoughts are running through your head. However, Labyrinthia is certainly not a place within a book or in the past. Labyrinthia is a part of the world that we know. Huh? What? But how can a town like this even exist in the real world? Do you think it's impossible? Why would that be? Are you saying that everyone would know about an unusual town like this if it existed? Well, it's something like that. Anyway, it would be on a map at least. No, I'm afraid that cannot be so. Huh? This town is not marked on any map. It doesn't officially exist. What do you mean? The answer is quite simple. So yeah, I'm super confused here. It's one of the research facilities. I mean, how do you even get something like that? This whole town is a research facility? Yes, this whole area is a private property of Labyrinthia Incorporated. So, they own all this land then. That is why Labyrinthia is not marked on any map and people from the outside cannot enter. We have taken measures to ensure this town is not noticed by local residents. What measures are you even talking about? Consider the fact that magic is supposed to exist in this town. Perhaps special mechanisms that were used to create magic also serve to conceal Labyrinthia. There are limits to what magic the Shades are capable of producing on their own, after all. That is the case indeed. The magic in this town has been made feasible only owing to the latest technology. Technology? Tricks! I cannot believe this! However, there is one question. There is no industry in Labyrinthia. How do you obtain necessary commodities? Very observant, aren't you? All commodities are regularly shipped in by sea. A young man once made his way here on a freighter and took Espella out of the town. That was, Evidenti, whatever, a friend of mine. I see. But is something on the scale really possible? As you might suspect, it would be beyond the power of Labyrinthia Incorporated to keep a facility this size a secret for so long. Labyrinthia is a project co-founded by the British government. What? It's a government project? What would be the stake what would be their stake in this? It's all because of my beliefs. His beliefs? Oh, by the way. Yes, Your Honor. What is a research facility? I've never heard of anything like that before. Ah, yes. That was careless of me. Naturally, you wouldn't know what it means. How should I explain? This whole town is my creation. That's what I thought. That's what it was about. In other words, it's all your story. That makes it all clear. Swing and a miss, Your Honor. Getting back to the topic. There's an important reason why we have chosen to build such a facility here. This land is rich in a very special substance, which affects everyone who lives here. And what substance would that be? A special substance? What does it actually do? This area has been isolated since ancient times, developing its own unique culture. There are underground ruins on the verge of this town. We found writings here, presumably left by the natives of this land. A bell that was supposed to be there was missing. So you've seen the ruins. I suspected that you would find them. Then perhaps you have also noticed that everyone who lives here has a very peculiar condition. A peculiar condition, you say? I can't just sit here quietly like a patient old man when you're saying such things. Just what kind of condition is this? You have every right to know. This condition makes people fall unconscious upon the sound of a certain metals being struck. Metal? What kind of metal? Pure silver. And so there is not a single object made of silver in Labyrinthia. Now that I think of it, that's true. Just imagine what a disaster a fancy dinner would be if everyone fainted whenever they used silver cutlery. That'll be funny. This condition is an integral part of magic. How so? All inhabitants of Eldritch Woods carry small silver bells. I see now. The Shades ring the bells when they need to create the illusion of magic. Everyone present falls unconscious, and the Shades set to their work. Oh, look at where the Shades' hands were! So that's the secret of this time-stealing magic Darklaw told us about. Now that they mention it... That was that bell we saw, okay. Kira had a small bell with her when we saw her back in the marketplace. We had been researching this condition at Labyrinthia Incorporated. And finally, we discovered its cause. It was the groundwater. Water causes it. The groundwater contains a certain unique substance found in the soil in this area. So if you drink that water, you get this silver allergy thing? But of course we've been drinking it. It's impossible to live without water. Of course. That's why everyone who lives here has that condition. Oh dear. You need to worry. This condition is harmless, especially as silver is unknown to the townsfolk. Something's still not quite right, though. If the sound of silver bells makes people pass out, why don't the Shades pass out too? Although the effect of the substance in this groundwater is powerful, it doesn't last long. The condition will vanish after a day or so without drinking that water. Well, that's convenient. That substance effects aren't limited to humans. It can also affect plants to a great extent. Plants are affected by it. Our research was focused on the plants rather than humans. I gotta say, I'm not really sure I'm enjoying where the story is going whatsoever. But there's still mysteries here we gotta solve. So, enables the manipulation of people's minds.
Hold it!
Okay, let's do this too. That sounds really scary. Just what is this about? The substance enters the groundwater, affecting organisms that consume it. People who drink it daily acquire that odd condition. They fall unconscious upon hearing the sound of silver metal. Yes, although the substance in the groundwater also has a tremendous effect on plants. Wildflowers in this area contain a certain poison. Upon my beard! Poison! This poison doesn't harm the body. It has the effect of manipulating the mind. So it brainwashes people. I've been writing the story for 10 years. The title of the story is Labyrinthia. The ink I used to write it was made from those plants. Oh, Nick, do you remember how funny the ink smelled? That was the gas released when the ink evaporates, and that's where the trick is. What? Those that inhale the gas become extremely susceptible to suggestion. You mean brainwashing? They will believe anything they are told, or anything they read, however strange or unrealistic. It will be imprinted into their minds as the truth. So that was the true purpose of the parades. Okay, makes sense. Pages of the story, written in that special ink, were regularly distributed among the townspeople. It was done so that everyone would be in the state of hypnosis. Indeed. The creation of a fully controlled town with the inhabitants subject to long-term hypnosis. That was one of the topics of our research. Then, the story that is written in the Historia Labyrinthia. You could call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, realized through the shade's work and the hypnotic effect of the ink vapors. Is that how it was all the time? Labyrinthia used hypnosis to control all these people. I can't believe the government was supporting that. Yeah, I'm not really... jeez, I don't know about all this. They became all test subjects. How did you even acquire them? All these people subjected to this experiment have been living here all this time? No, we started with just a few people, gradually getting more and more. I must say that I'm afraid of what the answer to this question might be, but where did these people come from? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. You haven't resorted to abduction by any chance, have you? Of course not. Every test subject signed a contract with Labyrinthia. A contract to have their memories erased and be used like pawns in a story? The current inhabitants of this town have one thing in common. They were all dissatisfied with their lives and wanted to start anew, forgetting about their mistakes, forsaking unwanted identities. There are more people like that out there like that than you might think. They have all agreed to participate in our research. But that's insane! It sounds unreasonable as you suggest. We give them a new identity, a chance to start their life anew. In return, they subject themselves to hypnosis and live in this town as our test subjects. In order for this project to be possible, we suppress their memories of the past, including the memory of signing the contract. So ultimately, they are not aware of what is going on. Couldn't agree more. I've got no idea what's going on. Let me make this clear, Mr. Wright. We do not erase their memories. We suppress them. They will regain their memories of life before Labyrinthia once their contract is over. So, this place was uninhabited before you started this research 10 years ago? And you've managed to keep everyone in a state of hypnosis for 10 years straight? Can you really hypnotize someone for that long? I mean, 10 years is one heck of a long time. It was achieved through the distribution of the story during parades. The ink vapors have a powerful effect, but it wouldn't last 10 years, of course. With each parade, the effect was renewed. That's why the parades took place at regular intervals. That was the true purpose of that event. Okay then. Okay. I have been born and raised here. It was a poor, small town with no industry to speak of, that had fallen behind the times. Ever since I was a child, I had one friend that was especially close to me. He was a bright boy, curious about the world. His name was Newton Belduke. Sir Newton Belduke? The alchemist! So they were childhood friends. The plot thickens. We had always been interested in the unique natural features of this land. There was really nothing here, but to us this area was an exciting place worth exploring. And one day we made an astonishing discovery on the outskirts of the town. We stumbled up on the entrance to the underground caverns leading to the colossal ruins. Whoa! Look at that, Newton! This is so amazing! And this strange writing. I've never seen anything like it before. We found ancient writings in the ruins. Newton managed to decode some of them. According to our findings, a highly advanced culture had existed on the land where our little town was built. Some great calamity had befallen the natives, and they migrated elsewhere. They believed that plants and water in that area were cursed by the entity they called the Great Witch Espella. The natives sealed the curse within the ruins and left in search of a new home. That is all that we managed to decipher. Esella's curse. It was sealed in the ruins, you say? Would that be the Bell of Ruin? The Bell of Ruin. Oh, that's the bell from the bell tower. I wonder why it's got an ominous name like that. Regrettably, we couldn't get any further information from the writings at that time. Needless to say, Newton and I were very excited by the discovery. I knew it! This place is special. It has some kind of mysterious power. If we could find out what that is, our humble town will become famous. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I will unravel the mystery of this place. And so Newton began studying the indigenous plants and substances dissolved in the groundwater. On the other hand, I studied economics and management at the University of London. I dreamed of bringing prosperity to this poor, forgotten town. I wanted to change it for the better with my own hands. Meanwhile, Newton has succeeded at extracting a new anesthetic from the local plants. Was that the anesthetic which led to the foundation of Labyrinthia? Yes, it was a huge success for Labyrinthia Incorporated. Before we knew it, we were making a fortune. We wanted the whole world to hear about our hometown. Alas, fate was not kind to us, as we never realized that dream. Everyone in our town had died. All the townspeople perished. Huh? Just what on earth happened to them? That does not matter anymore. We purchased the environs of our town. The mountains, the lake, the plains, everything. Then, 10 years ago, having received financial support from the government, we started Project Labyrinthia. It was much smaller in the beginning. It started as no more than a village. Over the course of 10 years, it slowly grew into a town. The population increased as well. More people were signing the contract with Labyrinthia, slowly increasing the number of inhabitants, correct? Yes. They would sign the contract, be hypnotized and assigned a role, and then they'd be introduced to the world of the story. Yeah, I don't think I'm enjoying any of this now. Like, oh. I don't know. I have spoken at length. Thank you for patiently listening to my tale. Espella is the name of a witch from an ancient legend that we read about in the ruins. It is a fictional character. She does not exist. But then, magic and witches... Magic is just an illusion, and there are no witches. Alright, so it was all fake. That doesn't make it much better. Why did you write a story where people get killed with magic and witches are thrown into the fire? You could have made it a peaceful, pleasant world where everyone would be happy. No, that was not possible. But why? This is a research facility, after all. We're researching ways to completely control human beings. Test subjects need to be exposed to extreme situations, so we decided on a fantasy setting. We wouldn't have got funding from the government otherwise. In other words, we're running a business. But just what instructions do you give to the people you hypnotize? You don't give to each of them a full set of memories of their own fictional life, do you? No, it's much more simple than that. We only give them 2 pieces of information. The first one, that they were born in this town. And the second was their new occupation. Then they fill in the gaps themselves, without being aware of it. The human mind requires a consistent story of one's life. Which means, of course, that no Labyrinthian has memories from earlier than 10 years ago. No one has any memories from before they came to No one has any memories from before they came to Labyrinthia. What are you saying? That's all one big lie. I am who I am. But can you remember your childhood? I can't. Well, that's true. I can't remember even my parents. There's no way. I can't recall my own mother's face. As you can hear, no one can remember the real past. There are no exceptions. Huh? Wait a second. No exceptions? I smell a contradiction here. Ah, seems Mr. Wright too has noticed it now. What are you talking about, Layton? Mr. Cantabella, you've just testified that not a single citizen of this town remembers anything from more than 10 years ago. Yes, as that is the truth. Now, that's a strange assertion, especially coming from you. What? What do you mean? There's one person in this town who remembers what happened more than 10 years ago. That cannot be. It's impossible. They must be merely imagining things now. Mr. Wright, please enlighten us all. Who is this person that remembers their past? And that would be Espella. She claims that she knows what happened from the legendary fire, right?
Take that!
Precisely, Mr. Wright. That person is none other than Espella Cantabella. What? Well, that's impossible. It's true, Dad. I remember it clearly, as it happened yesterday. The legendary fire. No, that's impossible. That's just your imagination, Espella. No, it's not. I couldn't remember it before, but it all came back to me, because I'm Bizella. No! Espella, there are no witches. That fire, it was just a bad dream. The Inquisition would like to call Espella Cantabella to testify. What? Regardless of whether Miss Cantabella is Bizella or not. Her memories may contain valuable clues. Yes, that may be so. No, wait! I don't agree to this. This trial is over, Your Honor.
Objection!
You seem to be forgetting something, Mr. Cantabella. Your story has ended. You are no longer in control. You are merely one of the characters. And this is also why we will not cease seeking the truth until we find it. Defense, what is your opinion on this? Espella keeps insisting that she's the witch Bizella. As her attorney, I should refuse to let her speak to the court. But what's really important now is finding the truth, just as Layton said. There's only one way to proceed with this trial. And that's by questioning Miss Cantabella about her memories. In that case, the court summons Espella Cantabella as a witness. Attendants, bring the accused to the witness stand. Now, witness, testify about your memories of the legendary fire. Yes, my lord. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna do that in the next episode, because I need a break. Because I'm not sure how I'm feeling about the story right now. I mean, I understand that there has to be like an underlying truth and reason behind everything. It was like, it's hard to believe that, oh yeah, magic and fantasy exist really, but I guess, I don't know. There's something about it that just kind of rubs me the wrong way, and well, regardless, I mean, I want to know more about this whole legendary. Why is she insisting about this? Why is Darkla acting the way she is? I mean, there's things we gotta think about. And now I'm thinking about it. Where the hell's Luke? I've been thinking about it for like a few episodes now, but like, where is Luke? Or is he just in the gallery? I mean, whatever. As usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I'll see you guys later.